Today we're doing chapter 3. We are doing the first set of notes in solving systems of equations by graphing. So a system of equations occurs when you have two variables. When we are solving a system of equations, we are finding where the two functions intersect. Okay, so that is the word that you will put in your blank. So now tying this kind of together, we focused on solving for y the past couple of days. We talked about graphing equations. So now we're going to build on it. If you have two different colored pencils or a highlighter or two different colored pens, I suggest you using two different colors. So I'm going to do my first line in red. So my y-intercept is -2. It's already solved for me. And I'm going to use the slope of up 1 over 2. So I'm going to take that slope and I'm going to continue it the entire length of my graph. And I'm going to use the line feature to make my nice perfect line. If you do have a ruler at home, I do suggest you kind of grab a ruler or kind of trace along a pen paper so that your line is nice and perfectly straight. So now to do my second one, I'm going to go up 3 and put a dot. And my slope is down 2 over 1. So I'm going to put an over 1 there. I could also travel up and to the left. Clearly you see the other line is happening down below. So I would want to travel down and to the right because that's where they're going to eventually intersect. So I go down and to the right. I go down and to the right. And I go down and to the right. Now I'm going to draw my line, even though you probably already see where they are intersecting at this point. So right here would represent your solution. I do expect you to go one step further and write the coordinate pair where they intersect. So they are intersecting at a 2, -1. So that is the solution to the system of equations. You found the x and the y value. Now letter B, before we graph, you're going to notice that we have to solve for y first. So for the top equation, you have plenty of room on your paper, so find a spot. We're going to start by adding 3x over. So I do that and I get 2y equals 3x plus 8. And now I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I get y equals 3 over 2x plus 4. And I'm just going to kind of put a box around that so I know that that's one equation. Now let's solve the second one. So we're going to subtract the x over. And I get 2y equals -x minus 8. And again, now we divide everything by 2. So I get y equals -1/2 x minus 4. And again, I'm just going to box that off so I know what equation we are graphing. So switching back to my red, I'm going to graph that top line first. So I'm going to go up 4. Instead of going up 3 and right 2, because I don't have enough room on my window, you guys do on your notes. But instead of going up and to the right, I'm going to go down and to the left. So I'm going to go down 3 and left 2. Remember, as long as you have 2 points, it's sufficient to make a line. Again, I do recommend using a ruler or just tracing along a piece of paper to make sure your line is nice and perfect. So I'm going to connect those dots. So there is my first line. So now I'm going to go through and do my second one. So I go down to -4. And again, my slope is -1 over 2. So I could go down 1 and right 2, or I could go up and to the left. And you can clearly see that the graph is like up there. So I would want to go up and left because that's going to help me intersect those two lines. So I'm going to go up 1 and left 2, up 1, left 2. And then at that point, I'm out of room. You have a lot more spaces on your graph, so you can continue going. And now I connect them, and you should be able to see at this point where we are intersecting. And again, I do expect you to go one step further and right where they intersect. So we are intersecting at -4, negative 2. So one more. Again, we're going to solve for y first. So I added that 3 over, and I get the equation y equals x plus 3. Now I'm going to take that bottom equation. I'm going to leave the 10y where it is, and I'm going to subtract the 10 over. And now I'm at 2x minus 10 equals 10y. And I'm going to divide by 10. And remember, I'm actually going to write that differently. We divide everything by 10. And I'm going to flip-flop this now, so I'm going to write y on the left side. And I can reduce the fraction, so when I flip this, I have 2 over 10, so I can reduce that to be 1 over 5x, and then negative 10 over 10 reduces to be negative 1. So that is the second equation we are going to graph. So while I'm in the red mode, I'm just going to graph that equation. So I'm going to go to negative 1 and put a dot. And from here, I'm going to go up 1 and right 5, which is a little off my graph. So I'm also going to go down and to the left. So down 1, left 5. Okay, so again, you definitely have more spaces on your picture than I do. I made it a little bit bigger so we can see. So there's my red equation. So now I'm going to go back up into the green one. So I'm going to go up 3. And again, the slope is 1 over 1. So I could go up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1, but that's not really going to help me because the graph is clearly down here. So I would want to go down and to the left instead. So I'm going to go down 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. So we'll just keep going with that pattern until they intersect. And I'm going to draw that line. Again, you should probably see that your dots have overlapped at some point. So mine barely fit in the picture. Yours definitely will fit a little bit better than mine. So this solution is negative 5, negative 2. So that's all for notes. There is 3 practice problems for you to try.